Hi, welcome to Spark Stories. My name is Elizabeth Hoover de Galvez, and I am a librarian at the Central Library. Today, we are here with Isabel Martinez. She is an immigrant born in Oaxaca, Mexico. She is proud of her indigenous roots. Her experiences with trauma led her to find ways to survive and thrive, and now she has over 20 years of experience providing human services. She is the founder of the community-focused women's folkloric group, Nuestra Danza sin Fronteras, or Our Dance Without Borders, and is an active member of her beloved community. She has advocated, participated, and volunteered for different agencies throughout her career, and she currently serves as the co-director of the Iowa Coalition Against Domestic Violence's legal clinic. She graduated from Grandview University with a BA in Human Services and a minor in psychology. In this program, you'll hear Isabel's spark story and what she reads to stay inspired. Isabel, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. It's an honor and a privilege to be here.
So I wondered if you could start by telling us about the work you do in the community.
Like I said, part of my work in the community has been inspired by the experience of my own life, by the experience of my beloved community, and as well as the privilege that I have as a citizen of the United States. It's a civil duty that I have to help my community in different aspects. I've been from just organizing community to provide educational classes or groups to victims of violent crimes. And again, always looking up and working towards something that we call the last girl, which means the last person, the most vulnerable person, which means that when we are able to assist and provide and see the last most vulnerable persons, then everybody has the opportunity to thrive and to be part of this beautiful community. So I have, like I said, I have volunteered to 2 different agencies in my free time during schools. I have done so many things. At one point, I volunteered with the Central Shelter Homeless Program, CCI. I have volunteered with Migrant Movement for Justice, from American Friends Severance Community, when there was a program, St. Vincent de Paul. I can't remember the other ones. I honestly, I forgot so many things that I have volunteered and put my hours during some legal clinics at LSI, the refugee center, many years ago. And with so many agencies, I just have remained active for so many years.
I love that you say that, you know, like as a citizen of the United States, you feel like it's your civic duty to be involved and to support the most vulnerable people in the community. And the group you started, Nuestra Danza sin Fronteras, can you tell us a little bit more about that group?
Oh, absolutely. I think that is one of my most proudest accomplishments. Because again, I have done things based on the experience and based on my own needs. Working in the field of human services, it could be, sometimes it's hard. You give all your heart and you see what others give. And honestly, you don't have time to think about yourself. So thinking about the work that I do and the work that others of my peers and people that I know in the community do, I noticed that there wasn't much time to take care of you. So that was the initial thought, creating a group where we could we show our culture and do some self-care for us. The group was open to advocates that work with survivors. And at the beginning, we had like 20 people, like a bunch of people doing this, and it was very excited. But again, because we work in a field, there is a lot of needs. I think it was a lot for advocates that they were not able to participate anymore they had other commitments. So what I did is open the group to community members. And again, it was focused to people who had experienced some type of trauma. And during my research, I found how our brain works when we do something artistic of movement. And actually the results were amazing when I started to see the results of these women, people who were joining our group, just by sharing, talking, having fun, movement. We don't have experience in dancing. We're not professionals, but just the fact of movement, it creates such a great benefit. I saw women's saying, oh, I'm not gonna dance, or oh, my knee hurt, or my arm hurt, or my back hurts. And suddenly they were dancing. They were just smiling and dancing and not complaining about any of the physical things that you had. And many of them, including myself, I was looking for those dates to dance, because depression, anxiety, and once you started to dance, you would forget about anything. And the beautiful thing also was that you can show a little part of our culture to whoever wanted to see us participate. This group is free. We don't charge anything. Women could join one time, two times, or not be in there. So all started just like that, by thinking about our community and the needs that we had as providers.
So this group has existed for 6 years now.
Yes.
And
6
so that's
years. March 2000, I wouldn't say March 2018.
okay. And so the people who have been part of it, are they typically Latina people? Is this their culture, or are they learning about?
It is typically Latino people. My intention and the intention of the group is eventually attract more cultures, attract more people. And we had at one point, people started, I had somebody from Middle East starting to dance with us. And like I said, it was just a place where we just wanted people to come and dance, to move, not necessarily commit to perform, but just to dance and experience. And I had one or two people, and during all this time, just come in and dance. And that was my purpose. But of course, there is challenges, and because we are a community group with absolutely nothing, a place where to dance, where to practice. So sometimes we dance at a park, a place where they borrow us. And that's actually what I think it was beautiful, because people will see us and ask questions and take pictures and wanted to know more. And a couple people will come just and dance.
Yeah, so the focus isn't on performances, but you have done performances, you've had costumes. We can show some photos of your group on the screen too, to share kind of what it looks like. So how does that work? Do you schedule those in advance? Do you do the Latino festival here in Iowa or in Des Moines?
Actually, our very first performance was the Latino festival in a tiny little space where nobody could see us. And again, we are adult women, so we are grandmas, entrepreneurs. I have grandmas with 4 or 5 grandchildren, with the energy of a teenager. Yes, we don't charge. Eventually, yes, we had to have advanced time to see if we can all dance, because everybody works and have commitments. So sometimes we could be 3, 4, and sometimes we could be 20. We have danced from the Latino festival to the Iowa State Fair. I think we had so much fun at the Iowa State Fair. Our first time dancing, it was with another group, just as behind the group. Our feet were bleeding because we danced all the way from the beginning to the end. But we had such a great time. Like, the ladies are still talking about that.
That was at the Iowa State Fair parade then?
Yes, we did it.
Those
We have
tend to
done
be
it
like,
3 times, 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah, I know I've walked in that parade with the library before, and it's usually on a very hot day at the beginning of the fair, as the fair is
Yes,
just
very
getting
hard.
started, end of the summer. So I mean, this is just such a beautiful thing that it's really a dance group that's more about the practicing, coming together and getting the exercise, the support, the moral support, and the connections with each other. How often do you practice?
We used to practice once a week on Fridays. Most ladies can practice on Friday. So once a week. But during the pandemic, it was really, really hard. It was almost impossible. We could not practice anywhere. And
Right.
during the winter, it's also impossible to practice outside.
Mm-hmm. Of course. And what is the vision that you're working with as far as what you want to accomplish in the future with this group?
Our vision, again, is self-care, awareness of our own needs, be aware of our own needs as human beings, as well, also to portray the beautiful, positive culture diversity, multi-diversity that we live in. And also, by showing that, our purpose is to show the people around us that we are welcome here, that this diversity, beauty is welcome and it's positive. There's a lot good about it, not only in the Latino culture, but in so many cultures. Like I said, we don't have as many diversity as I would like, but that is our purpose, to create a place where our multi-diversity can show that we are welcome here, that show the beautiful of our cultures, with the hope of one day ending the violence against diversity. What I really want is to show the positive things, and within that, take care of yourself and provide a safe place for anybody who would like to join.
And you mentioned diversity, and so the dances you do, they're typical in Mexico, is that right?
Yes, and there's a really again our focus one day, if we have the space, if we have the funds one day, we will show from every part of the world. That is my biggest dream. As a community, we don't have money, with the customs that we have made them ourselves with a lot of sacrifices, because the customs are very expensive. So each member has sacrificed something in order to just buy or make their own dresses.
The initial spark for you, do you remember when you started this 6 years ago, what that initial spark was that inspired you to just move forward with something? You said you're not a professional dancer. This might be something that's really outside of your area of expertise, but you went ahead and jumped in, dove into this project. So can you tell the audience about that spark?
It was a group of advocates from different cultures and diversity backgrounds, talking about, how beautiful would it be, talking about your culture. Actually, it was talking about things that you do in your own culture, things that you do in your own community, and as well as, I also need to take care of me. I wish I can show this. So why would it be a good thing? Let's dance. There isn't a group for adult women that can show that they can leave a legacy to their community, to their children. So when somebody said a legacy, culture, self-care, I have to do it, no matter if I don't know how to dance. I'm not a professional. I don't know how to sew. I don't know anything. Now I have learned how to sew a skirt. I learned to dance one or two dances, and I can teach one or two dances. and I can organize. So all the skills just move me, thinking I can do this no matter what, I can do it.
That's wonderful that, you've built the skill set that you didn't have to learn and be able to do this, this type of program. And as you've gone along, what books have been inspirational for you? What has helped you to keep your momentum going?
Well, Enrique's Journey was one of the books that I really like. I read it. When I read a book, I read it twice because one, my first language is Spanish. So I have to understand it. I have to make sure I get everything. Enrique's Journey, Half the Sky, Julio Cesar Chavez. So those are the books that I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
I have read other ones that I don't remember the titles. One thing that you need to know about me too is that I feel I had a brain surgery many years ago. Part of that, I have some memory things, but being a part of this dance group has also helped me improve my memory.
So, Enrique's Journey, I know I've read that one. It's the story of an immigrant, right? That his mother is in America, and so Enrique wants to come to America. And so the way he gets here is by riding on top of a train through Mexico. I think he's from Central America, and he comes through Mexico on the train. And so a journalist kind of goes and tries that journey. So it's a real true story of a journalist taking this path of an immigrant into America. So a very great book. I haven't read the other ones you mentioned.
Half the Sky.
Half the Sky, right?
Half the Sky. It talks about how half of the population of women in the world are missing due to gender violence, due to basically gender violence, and the fact that we as women, we are not seen as really we're not value for many and we're not value in different aspects of life, different countries, and how women for every part of the world have experienced this rejection and violence from Asia to Mexico, to different countries, and the opportunities that we could have, and the value of being a human being, that just because of the gender violence doesn't appreciate us. But there is so many good things about women, and how can be productive and value in this society.
And of course, that's part of your work too today with your violence, the legal clinic that you work at, right?
Yeah, violence against women.
So advocating for women in the community who have experienced violence and helping them sort through all of the legal issues. And
yes, and like I said, unfortunately, through my own experience, I have experienced violence in different ways. I always said, I have seen violence in front of me, next to me, and the other side, behind me. So it's my responsibility and my duty that I would like to leave a legacy to my children and to my generations. I need to stop that. And the way that I want to stop it is by me recognizing that I have experienced it and that I can do something about it, and I can do something for somebody else.
That's so interesting the way you expressed, the wanting to help future generations, your children, and going forward. And I've just been reading a book that talks about being a good ancestor. So creating, something better in the future for future generations is a really amazing motivation for what the work you're doing. Is there anything else you would like to share, Isabel?
I just would like people to know that when we create relationships and we create community, there is amazing things that happen, not just locally, but statewide, national, and even world. We make an impact at worldwide. I talk to, in the work that I do, I talk to many people, but even my group, by performing in different places, they show the diversity in which we live in, and the powerful women that they are. Like I said, I have a group of women that I saw them grow. I have seen them grow. I have seen them being so shy, not wanting to perform, to like, hey, no, I want to perform, and feeling so proud of that. I remember the words of one of them who said, Isabel, when I put that dress on, I feel so proud. I even feel bigger. I can stand up straight because I feel so proud.
I love that together you're building a strength for each other, and that you, with the community, you guys are helping each other and supporting each other to grow. So thank you so much for the work you're doing, Isabel, and thank you for sharing your story with us today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It is an honor. And please, if somebody wants to join, we don't have a final space yet, but I am working on that. And weather is beautiful, so I'm sure we're going to practice somewhere. I will keep you informed where we're going to practice if you would like to join.
And you have a Facebook page too, right? Where people can learn more.
Nuestra Danza sin Fronteras.
Perfect. So new members are welcome to come and practice and learn the folkloric dance from Mexico and help build this community together. If you would like to learn more about our other Spark stories, please check out our Facebook page for the Des Moines Public Library, or our YouTube, where we have all of our old Spark stories archived. And I hope today you enjoyed hearing from Isabel Martinez and that you will share the story with others. So thank you very much for being here.